From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Hey, want to remind you one last day that you can enter to win those Red Bluff Roundup tickets. Got a pair for this Friday's event. Email your entries to mkrueger@weathernorcal.com or just go to weathernorcal.com and then click the contact section, fill out the form, and you'll be entered into the contest. Winner will be announced tomorrow. That's Wednesday, April 16th on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30 in the morning. So be sure to watch then if you have entered in the contest, and just be sure to watch in general. It's a great show with some great weather information. Photo of the day is sent to us in by Brian, looking at some of those beautiful spring colors here with the spring flowers coming on out here. I want to encourage you to send in your photos as well from the free Weather NorCal app. It's very easy. Just go to your iPhone or your Android app, scroll to the very bottom, share your photo from there. It's as simple as that. All right, so let's take a look at our weather headlines. We've got mountain showers and thunderstorms in the forecast today and tomorrow. The overall coverage of it, I would say, just if we were to generalize everything, is mainly in the southern Cascades and northern Sierra, and really mainly northern Sierra. Now, we're also looking at some gusty north winds at times, especially as we go into Thursday, possibly even into Friday, for the valley and for the coast. Dry and warm this weekend, and I do expect above normal temperatures and mainly dry conditions through a good portion, if not all of next week. Let's take a look at your Krueger's Quick Cast. Just a quick look at your forecast here for today for your Tuesday, April 15th. You're heading out the door this morning. Should be looking at partly cloudy skies here for today. Really starting off with mainly sunny, but then eventually those clouds will kind of develop here for the afternoon. Temperatures are going to be on the mild side. I mean, you're mainly in the 40s for the higher elevations, some 50s, mid 50s at 8 o'clock this morning for the valley. So what we've got here is an area of low pressure spinning right here. We've also got some moisture coming in from the desert southwest. That is all within that flow kind of coming up and transporting itself northward. That's giving us some of the clouds that we're seeing this morning. It's also going to bring us in more humidity, or should I say more moisture, and that's going to allow the atmosphere to become a little bit more unstable as we start to see more of that convective activity, the daytime heating that could produce some of these thunderstorms and showers for parts of Northern California. Let's take a look at today. All right, so you can see still some of that fog kind of developing along the coast here. We'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies there. But as you notice through the afternoon, most of the activity is developing in the northern Sierra, right? So around Susanville, southward into Plumas County. So it's really Lassen and Plumas counties. You can see the bulk of the activity. But we'll notice here a little bit of activity here west of the valley, even parts of Trinity County, around Hayfork, maybe Weaverville, seeing a stray shower developing there. But it's pretty insignificant. The valley most likely dodging these showers altogether. And looking up to the north, yes, we are seeing those clouds popping up. And it's not out of the question for a stray shower for parts of Modoc County and maybe even parts of southern and western Siskiyou County. But overall, I think this is where the bulk of the activity is going to be. Then we go into tonight, and actually the leftover showers may streak because around the flow of area of low pressure coming in this direction right here. So it's moving from east, moving westward. We may see a stray shower develop for parts of Glenn and Butte counties in the valley. So places like Chico, Willows, Oroville, you may see a stray sprinkle late tonight into early tomorrow morning, but nothing significant. So for today, once again, it's mainly off to the east that we're seeing the chance for showers and an off chance for a thunderstorm or two, but mainly just those showers, and temperatures still very warm in the low to mid 80s here for the valley, and looks like the coast, looking at mainly dry conditions obviously too, as well as inland, but the coast looking at those temperatures in the low 60s for your daytime high. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. I've included a chance on Wednesday, and here's the reason why for Redding. As those showers are a little bit more intense in northern Shasta County tomorrow afternoon. As we go into the evening hours, some of those may fall into the valley, places like the city of Shasta Lake, Redding, Palisadro, Anderson. Red Bluff, I think that might be pushing it, and then Chico most likely not. But look at tonight. A straight chance for a shower, as we saw that on Futurecast. Then it's mainly just the breeze that we got to watch here for Thursday and Friday, but keeping it dry. Now the coast, inland, I think you're dry today and tomorrow. I don't anticipate any rain for you at all, but Weaverville, You may see a chance today, a better chance tomorrow, but I will say this, the chances are slim. We're not expecting much. So it's going to be very much few and far between when we're talking Trinity County in general. And then it's dry for Thursday through the weekend and early next week. For Siskiyou, Modoc County, Eastern Mountains, slight chance today, slight chance tomorrow. Don't count on much, if anything, quite honestly. Same situation for Alturas. If you see a chance for showers, the better chance will be on Wednesday. But for Susanville, I think you see some showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. I think a better chance for those thunderstorms by Wednesday, dry by Thursday, dry for the weekend, early next week. That's a look at Krueger's QuickCast. Hey, by the way, you can watch the 24-hour streaming channel anywhere Weather NorCal is available. From your computer, weathernorcal.com. From your phone, just go to the Weather NorCal app. Or you can also go to weathernorcal.com on your phone too, right? You'll also watch on your smart TV. Now, if you have a smart TV in general, just go to the YouTube app. Look for Weather NorCal. You can not only watch the 24-hour channel, but you can also watch on demand the video forecasts, any of them, including the latest one. Fire TV, Roku, we're also working on a Samsung. So if you have a Samsung smart TV, you'll be able to just put the app in there in general. So very excited about all the developments that we have here at Weather NorCal. All right, so again, we're looking at those clouds coming in from the south. This area of low pressure is going to help to reinforce that. Now, as this low pressure system moves in this direction, it's going to cause that flow to bring that moisture kind of wrapping around the area of low pressure. So that's going to be kind of the flow, as you'll see when we look at Futurecast. Now, I want to compare two different forecast models because, wow, is there a big difference. And this is in the short range. It's typically long range that we see a lot of disagreements, but short range, this is where things get a little tricky. This is known as the HRRR forecast model. We brought this out a few times before. What it does, it takes the latest forecast model, latest current conditions basically, plugs it into the forecast model, and it updates every hour. So this is the latest coming in at 8 o'clock this morning. As you can see, dry conditions, but those clouds in place. Now, this is overdoing it for the clouds, but you get the idea. Look at this. It's only picking up on a few light showers for parts of Lassen and Plumas counties. Everyone else looking completely dry. Then look at this. By tonight, it's done with. And tomorrow, when I expect most of the thunderstorms to occur, it's not showing really anything through the day on Wednesday. All right, so this is where we go, all right, let's take a look at some other models and see what's happening. This is our in-house forecast model. I'm a little more on track with this one. All right, so let's take you through the day today. Midday, there you can see some of the showers that are just beginning to develop in southern parts of Plumas County, but still a dry first half of the day. There's some of the fog, by the way, along the coast. Now, look at the afternoon. We go into mid-afternoon, we're seeing those showers popping up. At this point, probably not any thunderstorms, just a few showers. Now, could this be overdoing it in the overall coverage? Probably. If we kind of go somewhere in between what we saw in the HRRR and this one, just some scattered showers. Nothing intense really at this point. Now, could we see a pop-up thunderstorm here and there? It's not out of the question, but mainly just some of those scattered showers. We're also seeing a little bit of activity developing in southern Trinity, western Tehama. And you can see the clouds here. All right, see those clouds developing? Those are just those afternoon cumulus clouds. If you see a stray sprinkle coming out of those clouds for Siskiyou and Trinity County and even Modoc County, don't be surprised. But I think the valley will be dry all day today. All right, let's take you into tonight. So the showers that we're seeing, depending on how intense and how strong they are, they could survive around the flow of that area of low pressure. Remember I was talking about that flow around that area of low pressure wrapping around. So it's coming in from east, working its way westward. So overnight tonight, stray sprinkle, stray shower for this area here, Corning, southward into Chico, Willows, Oroville. It's not going to be a lot. You'll be asleep. You won't even notice it, really. It's really what's happening with that. Now, we take you into Wednesday around midday. You see how we're starting to already see some of these showers popping up, but where is it again? Yeah, mainly Lassen and Plumas counties. Now we're beginning to see midday, those clouds developing here off to the higher elevations. And as you can see, now we've got some afternoon convection, just a stray shower for the kind of surrounding the valley, as you can see here. I think parts of Trinity County could see that, parts of southern Siskiyou County, parts of even, say, Alturas, Aden could maybe get caught up in that, but where's most of it? I think this is where most of it will be, in southern Lassen and into Plumas counties. Then we go into 6 o'clock in the afternoon. we're seeing some of this activity kind of pushing down to the south. Now, remember I was talking about in the 7-day forecast earlier that we got maybe a stray shower developing for Redding late in the day tomorrow. That's not out of the question, because if we get a strong enough storm to develop here in northern Shasta, and with the flow of this all shifting southward, we could see some of that roll down into parts of the valley. So in particular, the north end of the valley, city of Shasta Lake, Lakehead, for example, Palisadro, Redding, maybe Anderson. But as you head to the south, you can see it's completely dry. And once again, watching for that potential for thunderstorms to the east. But remember, the HRRR had absolutely nothing throughout the day on Wednesday. So a little more in line with this. This might be overdoing it as far as the overall intensity, but I still think that we've got a better chance for some showers kind of pushing more to the north and into the west a little bit here through the day on Wednesday. There's Wednesday night. You can see some clouds left over, but should remain dry. And then there you can see the fog along the coast here going into Thursday morning. And then we go through the day on Thursday. Now, there may be, and it just seems like it's kind of left over, but there may be a stray shower that could come into southern Plumas, maybe southern parts of Trinity County. But otherwise, I do expect it to be a dry day pretty much across the board on Thursday. So, again, I just want you to take a look at the footprint of where most of the rain is. Don't necessarily take these totals to be exact. Probably won't even see any accumulating rain for Weaverville. We'll see, though. And that's more in the form of drizzle that you're seeing there for Eureka. But most of it's here. Right? What? Right? Because most of it's going to be today and tomorrow, and most of it's going to be in southern Lassen and Plumas counties. So there's a look at Futurecast. We take you into your Friday, Thursday, and Friday. See how that dives down to the south here. This could bring us some winds for Thursday and Friday. Nothing major. I'm not expecting to be a big deal. We'll call it breezy, borderline windy, both Thursday and most likely even Friday as well. And then that shoots on off to the north and east. And then we've got basically dry conditions. Now, the forecast model is picking up on the potential for some afternoon showers for some of the higher elevations here as we go for the next 7-10 days or so. And that certainly isn't out of the question, but for now, I just don't really have much rain in the forecast once we get past tomorrow. The winds, we're talking about those winds picking up a little bit here. From the south, as you can see here for the valley at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, a little breezy at times, could be a little breezy again even for your Wednesday, maybe a little bit stronger coming in from the south. And then there you can see going into Thursday, more of that north wind now at this point, and we're seeing those gusts possibly over 20 miles per hour, a little breezy out towards Crescent City and even off towards the north and east. So again, when we look at the overall wind pattern, not that bad, just a little breezy at times. Hey, take a look at the temperatures we've seen so far. We started off with well below normal temperatures here for the month of April, but we did warm things up. But what's interesting is this. We take a look at some records. Now, the first record the first time we hit 90 degrees or higher when we're talking about records was March 17th, 1914, when we hit a high of 93 degrees. Now, the first time we hit 100 degrees, looking at the records for Redding, was May 4th in 1992. We're in between this. So we're past due, at least based on the record, of hitting 90 degrees, and we haven't hit 90 degrees for most of us so far this year. There you can see nowhere near 100. But when we look at the forecast, we're not seeing any major heat waves. It's just kind of leveling out, I'd say about 80 degrees averaging out. And so we're keeping our temperatures about 10 degrees above normal, but nowhere near that 90 degree mark, nowhere near that triple digit mark. So that's at least the good that we can take out of this, is that we don't have any major heat waves heading our way, at least as of yet. I'm not seeing it even down the pike here. Drier than normal conditions are in the forecast, despite the chance for showers and thunderstorms we do have here for today and tomorrow, especially in the mountains. Still looking at the lake levels rising. We're still at 95% capacity for Shasta Lake, 89, getting close to 90 at Trinity Lake, and just over 90% out towards Lake Oroville. Quick reminder, we take a look at that drought monitor once again here for this week. You can see it really kind of getting into that extreme and exceptional drought down over the desert southwest into West Texas as well, but nothing for Northern California. And winds, gusty winds, dry conditions, and the potential for maybe some dry lightning strikes in the desert southwest is the reason why there is a fire weather watch for that area today. Again, a friendly reminder that we are looking at that fire season coming here soon. We're getting drier, we're getting warmer, we're going to start seeing more of those north wind events drying things out. So we need to make sure that we've got that defensible space, clearing out that brush. You can't do it yourself. I encourage you to find someone to do it for you, or even hire someone to do it for you. All right, so that's just kind of, again, that quick reminder here. Continue to do that here a couple of times a week just to help remind you. All right, so there you can see those wave heights. They are starting to increase, especially as we do go into tomorrow. No small craft advisories today, but I do think that by tomorrow, we will be looking at those small craft advisories at the very least. So no advisories here for today. Those are winds from the northwest at about 5 knots. All right, so here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Your temperature is mainly in the low to mid 80s, a little bit cooler out towards Ruth at 77, and even cooler in Mad River at about 73. If we see a stray sprinkle for parts of Trinity County today, don't be surprised, but most likely you'll be dry through the day today. You're dry for the north coast, for inland, and for the coast today. Mostly cloudy skies, we'll call it here for most of you along the coast. 81 degrees out towards Orleans, 78 for Gasquet, and 81 for Hoopa, and Willow Creek about 83. Now for Siskiyou County, I think you're mainly dry here. You're mainly dry up to the north. But places like Mount Shasta, McLeod, Dunsmuir, you may see a stray sprinkle, a stray shower here this afternoon, and again on Wednesday. Modoc County, I think you're mainly dry today. You could see a stray shower though on Wednesday. Don't count on much, if anything. And then Thursday through the weekend, you're dry as well. Eastern Mountains, now this is where we expect the best chances for showers and thunderstorms here. So for places like Bernie, Viola, Mineral, Shingletown, Paradise, most likely you're dry today. Although by tonight, Paradise, you may see a stray shower. Most of the showers and thunderstorms, I think, will be here. Chester eastward, making its way into Susanville and Cromberg. All right, we take you out to the valley. You're dry today, but tonight there may be some of those stray showers coming into places like Oroville, maybe places like Corning, Orland, Hamilton City, Willows, Pasquinta, Elk Creek, probably not. I think you're a little too far to the west tonight for any of those showers, but most of them would be down into Glenn and Butte counties, and especially to the south there. There's your Chico 7-day forecast. Again, that slight chance for showers coming in this evening and tonight. Otherwise, we're dry for Wednesday through the weekend. Your Easter Sunday looking absolutely beautiful. Taking a look up to the north, 84 for a high today in Reading. You're dry all day today. You're dry all night tonight. But there may be a stray shower for places like Lakehead, Whiskeytown, City of Shasta Lake, Palace Hydro, Bella Vista, Reading, Anderson, seeing that chance for a stray shower coming in. The farther south you go, the slimmer the chances that those showers would survive as they work their way southward. Looking at your 7-day forecast for Reading. Again, I'm putting that slight chance in there for Wednesday, but don't count on much, quite honestly, if anything. A bit breezy, especially for Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even into Friday as well. And then you can see temperatures just kind of hovering around that 80-degree mark, give or take, for Friday through the weekend and into early next week. That's your morning update. I'll be back again at noon for your latest forecast. Have a great morning.